Here goes nothing, Barry.
Let's do it.
Well, hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. We're here at the Condor Blue booth at NAB 2024. If you don't know me, my name is Brady Bassette, and here we have Barry Garcia with Nanlite. And, well, we've got a lot of new, exciting things that are going on right behind me here, but I want to intro Barry real quick. Thank you for being here.
Sure,
Thank
man.
you, everybody, for being here as well.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah, thanks for the turnout. Thanks for letting us come on and chat with you guys in Condor Blue. It's always a pleasure for us, as well as Nanlite's always happy to help light anything you guys got to do. So, especially for you, Brady, you know that.
I do love my lights, if you guys don't know that. So I couldn't help but notice, right, coming in here, because I heard that there was something new, but I didn't know yet. I was like, I want a genuine first impression. And then you just showed me we've got two right behind here. So what do we have right here
Yes.
and right here?
So right behind us, we have behind me is the new Alien. The Alien is actually a 300 watt, and then we've got a 150 watt. But the 300 watts is what I've got behind me. That's one of the newest lights that Nanlite just dropped. It is very exciting because it is bright as all get out, man. It really is.
I mean, you just showed it this is the Alien 300 and this is the
That
240.
is a 240.
We'll get to that one.
Yes,
I
we'll
want to
get to
talk
that
about
one.
this.
You want to talk about this first.
Barry, for those of you who don't know, Barry just showed me this at full output against the wall because you guys wouldn't be able to see us right now if so. He just brought it up to 30. I thought I was already there because I use 300 watt lights a lot, and I was like, yeah, they do what they need to do. I was very curious how you get all of the output. It's like something of like 600. Or it's a lot brighter than what you expect for a 300 watt.
Oh, it really is. I mean, that's what the amazing thing about it is. I mean, literally, we have it at like 1.9% right now because it would blast you and I off the stage.
Yeah.
That's how bright it is. A small package, IP55 as far as the rating, so it can get wet.
So I can just stick it in the rain.
There
and
you
be good
go.
to go.
You're putting it outside, you're blasting it in through a window at a house or something like that.
I love that.
The ability to be able to create with it is going to be off the charts. It really is. But a light that is an RGB WW that will give you all those bells and whistles that you need, as well as effects and all the other things, creating different colors, being able to just pick that right color that you need.
It really seems like a extremely diverse light. Being RGB WW, it's got the output to do most things in such a small form factor as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think Nanlite was really looking at. It's like, because it has a controller that's connected to it, but it's got a really long cable that comes with it. So that allows you to get it up and get it mounted and then be able to have all the controls down here so you can see and make your adjustments. Now, obviously, we've got the DMX, CRMX inside of it as well. And then you've got the ability to be able to, the Nanlink app or whatever it is that you want to control it. But it is right there, local controls at your fingertips.
So it's all in one. Yeah, I love that. And then, so we're looking at, we pulled the diffusion back. Something looked different with like the way you guys did the chips. Can we touch on that real quick? And then I want to talk about this guy right here.
So it's a lensing system is what it is. And actually both these lights have it. We are using a 60-degree lens over the top of each of the LEDs that we're doing, not just the RGB, but also the daylight tungsten, the way it's set up. Now, the Alien behind me actually has a split LED. It's actually taking the warm white, cool white in one single LED, then putting a lens over on top of it and giving you the output that you're looking for, which gives you that good blend is what we're trying to get.
I like that.
But a smaller beam angle, which is not significant for this because you're looking for the output anyway. And you could, if it's not using it with a softbox, you might be pushing it through Magic Cloth.
Yeah, you're
using it as a book light, whatever.
Diffusion. Yeah,
something that would be simple for yourself to be able to do, but giving you so much output that you're getting that nice, warm, wrapping light that we all love so much.
Well, I'm sold on it. I want to play with it. It looks cool. It looks like just a nice, beefy little system. So we covered that, but I don't want to. I don't want to ignore this.
Let's jump over to the 240.
Because this is the 240B.
Yes.
So I've got the 120C, and it's the same, essentially the same thing, but larger, and this one's bicolor.
So what do you like about the 120? If we're going to put you on the spot.
No, it's not putting me on the spot at all. I think, I mean, first of all, taking it out, it's seconds to be able to have it up. That's the biggest thing. You slap in the baby pin and lock it in.
Rapid deployment is what we love calling it.
It's rapid. Because if I got to, because when I'm gaffing or when I'm DPing, we got to pull something out fast for some sort of special or whatever light. We don't want to pull it out, attach this, attach that, attach that. All we do is pull it out, snap in the baby pin, unvelcro the softbox, and if we want a grid, take a second to like throw that on. But it's quick, and it's everything that I need. It's portable too. It's light. You can rig it really anywhere. Which to me, I love. I love like the.
I do too.
matte style lights, a lot of like low ceiling stuff, because I'm not working in stages, so you need to boom out stuff overhead a lot.
Right. And you're places where, hey, I need to get a light someplace that doesn't really work for that because we're not in a studio environment. We're at a house, we're at an office, we're in one of those lovely hotel rooms or something like that you're trying to make work.
It's very unique environments.
Yes,
and I also saw, I'm guessing it's in the same family when I was walking by the booth, there's a 2x0.5.
Yes.
Just like a really, because I
60
saw
watts.
that and I was like, that's a corner of a ceiling light. That's exactly like grid that, and
You're
that's
exactly
amazing.
there.
So I got to run over and I got to check that out because I was running around like crazy yesterday. So.
Well, in the 240s, again, it's like the Pablo Slims that you currently have. They come in a bicolor version as well as a full color version, RGB WW. So we have that, and then the pricing will reflect the bicolor versus the full color. The 240s will have pretty much a larger power supply, a little longer cord, it's a little thicker.
Yeah.
You know, some of the bigger things because it is a little bit more power. But what makes it different than using just two 120s together is it has the actual their hinges in the center. So when it hinges out and it opens up, you lock the locking mechanism on the back of it, and that locks it into place and makes it a stable unit. Okay, so it's a 2x2 at that
I got to
point.
dig into this back there.
Dude, you're going to like it. You really are. I mean, it's one of those fun things. Again, it's still that paper thin, though. It's really thin. It's easy to get in those places.
Yeah, and it's not heavy. It's like the aluminum
not
back,
at all.
right? It's aluminum?
Yes, aluminum back.
But it's not like it's chunky metal. It's just rigid. It's not going to be flopping around or anything like that. That's what I do like about it. Between that and the baby pin, it's like it's rigid, and I know it's not. Right. And even the
basically it's a mount.
Setup.
Yeah, it's a mount head. It's a ball head mount.
The ball head.
Yeah.
That's because I was like looking at it when I pulled it out. I was like, is it going to be strong enough? But no, it's like I use it all the time, and it holds. So
that's the one I really like.
Buzz.
I mean, these lights to me were really made to be able to be put on a C-stand. Something that you can get, like we have it back behind Brady right now, is ability to be able to get that light out there and get it closer to the subjects, or get it farther away, or get it up and over as maybe a top light or something.
And you can do that because it's so light. You don't have to worry as much about it.
It's really there, and it really gives you the ability to do that, which is very cool about it. You know, and then having all the controls, having all the different features that you can throw in there, the HSI, the gels. We have the lead gels on those as well.
Oh, you have lead gels in this too, in both of them?
Yes, all the Pablo
awesome.
Slims have a lead gel inside of it.
That's really nice.
So you can go through and be able to play and have whatever you need.
So I got a big question for you. So we've seen both of these, and I love both of them. But say I'm only needing one. Like, what separates one from the other, or what might be a better use case between the Alien and this guy here?
So, I mean, I think what Nanlite was thinking when they came up with both of these, you know, obviously we'll start with the Pablo Slims. To me, those are what we talked about, that ability to be able to put a light in a situation that it's harder to get a light in there, a standard type light.
Like those specials.
Yes, a specialty. So, I mean, and that's why they have the different sizes that they came up with in the Pablo Slim. Now, when it comes to the Alien, because of the brightness, it has a lot of uses for different types of documentary work, news work.
So I could push this as a key through like an 8x.
Oh, for sure.
Booklight it, do whatever I want to do with it, and then I've got decorate this with hair lights or edge lights or whatever, decorate the rest of the scene.
Yeah, and be able to kind of cut them out from the background if you need.
So it's not necessarily one over the other. It's more so just like getting a point source versus a panel or something like that.
Yes, I always say it's like the box of screwdrivers you get from Home Depot. All are Phillips head, but all have a different purpose for what they are.
That's
so
fair.
Lighting is like that. You know, trying to figure out what you're going to use to solve.
That's
your
a really
problem.
good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So this reminds me, and I don't know if you're going to get mad at me for saying it, but it reminds me of the Mix Panel 150, the old one that you guys had.
No, not mad at it. It really and truly is kind of a replacement for the Mix Panels.
I mean,
that's what
it's like a 3 or 4 years ago you guys came out with that, and when that was out, I loved that, and it was a very like punchy light with kind of that same lens setup as well. So I had to just at least bring that up. It did remind me of it, and I'm like, this seems like that, but like on steroids.
It does, yeah. It is that on steroids. It really is.
I love
that. Because the light is so strong in its output, and the ability to have the large CCT range that it has. Because that thing's like 2,700 Kelvin all the way up to like 12,000.
12,000?
Yes.
See, that covers all of my bases.
Huge
and then another 5,000 of my bases. So
I know.
I love that. That's really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So let me ask you.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite?
My favorite? I don't really have one, I guess, because we dropped this yesterday. I love the Pablo Slims. If anybody comes up to me and talks to me about, hey, I want to do this or that, I tend to guide them towards the Pablo Slims a lot. You know, for many years we were doing, with the Forzas. We still have many Forzas out there on the market, but the Pablo Slims solve a lot of those problems that people are trying to do nowadays. So if it's an interview, or if it's, hey, I just want to bring up the ambient, or I'm sticking it to the roof as somebody's walking through a scene, those type of things.
They're so convenient for stuff like that.
They really are. And then with the new way that you can do with these guys, we have magnetic feet that actually screw into the corners of the Pablo Slims.
This is news to me.
That's really cool. They're over at the booth. You're gonna have
I'm
to come
running
check
over
them
there
out.
right after this.
But you can stick them up to anything now. I mean,
Yeah.
the accessories that they're coming out with these guys really make it the Swiss Army knife of
Yeah, I was
lighting.
going to say the accessories what make it versatile. It's
Yes,
like
right?
if you've got something that's fantastic, but you got no way to put it up there. No
Right,
way,
right.
like
How am I going to
magnetic
rig
feet.
it? Yeah, how am I going to make it useful for what I need to do?
Yeah, like
And-
quick rigging is amazing because like there's so many times when I've been on a set gaffing and I'm like, well, I've got this idea, but I don't know how to rig this up quick because
Right.
we've got like 60 seconds and I got to go to the truck and dig through things. But if there's something like magnetic feet, and even with like the tubes and stuff that you guys have had,
yeah, for sure.
I've had plenty of times where I'm like, they're like, how are we going to rig this? And I'll just like pull the magnets out right away, and I'm like, oh, that's metal right there. Let me just put it up, and they're like, oh, okay.
Drop ceilings, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's always like a fun thing to do with
They
magnets.
especially drop ceilings. It's
Yep.
super convenient. So what remind us some of the other lights that you guys have that are out and
Well,
exciting?
you know, Nanlite has quite a different many options. You mentioned it, Pablo tubes, always been one of our favorites. We've got the C series and the XR series, which give you a lot of different choices. C series is more of that plastic style thing, and it's more price conscious, as whereas the XR series, our top of the line stuff, has the CRMX inside of it, is really made to being on set for doing whatever you're trying to do with pixel mapping and everything else. Jumping over on the Forzas, we've got plenty of new lights and new things that we've got coming from the FCs, but the Forzas are our tried and true line. 720, obviously the big guy, all the way down to the Forza 60 and the 60C, which everyone loves.
The 60C, I saw it at your guys'
That's a
dinner
whole
the
different
other night.
conversation,
I
isn't it?
love that 60C. It's just this cute little punchy light.
Yes.
That like it just looks sweet, and the full color is amazing. And is
RGB
that
ACO, man, you can't beat it. Yeah, that's a great way to go.
Yeah, that's
and
very
then
nice.
On the FC side, which is our newer line, you know, we've had the 300B and the 500B out for a little while, but now we have some new lights we're going to bring to you. We've got a 120 and a 60B that are going to be very, very price conscious.
So with these, are these geared more towards price conscious or for like in studio?
Well,
always AC type thing.
I really do think that it's a price conscious light, but it is something that we're going to see for a lot of our content creators, for our folks that are kind of getting into the business, and they want to get something that is going to work for them, but not break the bank. You know, that's kind of what we're thinking with this light, and I think we've got some really good targets in there to really make it affordable, but also attractive to a lot of different people.
And still a very versatile light that you can use in the same style as you're going to be using any other larger point source.
Exactly.
And stuff.
The other thing I wanted to tell you about is we also came out with two lights that are now RGB WW in the style of a monolight. So
Really?
we have the 500 FC 500, which is the FC 500C. That's a full color fixture, RGB WW.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Brady, you're going to want to play with this thing.
Why didn't we just do this talk over there at the booth? We could have had a full tour walking through there.
Well, we'd be running all over the booth trying
I know,
to see all
you'd
the
be
new
right.
toys.
These cords aren't long enough. We should probably stay here and show me after. So if everybody's here, we got to all company move over to the Nanlite booth right after this.
Exactly. We're all going to run over there and play with new toys.
Yeah,
right?
I know, exactly. We'll be stuck there all day. I got things to do. I can't do that.
Well, we also came up with the FS300 full color as well. FS300C.
So there's a 300 and a 500
300
full
and
color.
500 now full color.
And that's all RGB WW?
RGB WW with Bowen's mount, so we can play with all the different modifiers that
that's
Nanlite
versatile.
makes.
The thing for me is these RGB WW type lights are my always go-to when I'm pulling it off of my shelf, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to need bicolor. I don't know if we'll need to maybe push towards like a sodium vapor or some sort of random color, or we want to go crazy with it and have a party. It's the most versatile thing. It's just like, I know my bases will be covered.
Right.
And something like a Bowen's mount, you know your bases are covered because you can modify it however you need to. You
Whatever
can
you
have
need.
hard sunlight. You could have a beautiful soft 8 by.
I know.
So-
That's what I love about that fact that, I mean, Bowen's mounts are great and stuff like that, but you can also, hey, I want to throw it through a silk, or I want to throw it on this. I've got something I want to do. I want to bounce it, make a book light, like we were talking about earlier. That ability to be able to create like that and create large, soft light for us that's really attractive, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I love that. And I've been loving a lot, especially the contrast of hard and light, or hard and soft light in the same world. And getting a Bowens mount is great for that, just because you've got all your bases covered.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, you can't forget also, if you're coming over to the booth today, you can't forget the Nanlite side as well. I mean, you know,
the Nanlite side stares at me all the time as well. I walk by your booth and it's just like there's a whole audience of lights just looking at me, screaming my name to come over and play.
I know, exactly. I mean, you've got so many opportunities with the 900C. They've got the 1200B Evokes. They've got the new 2400B.
I've seen a lot of the 2400,
which is the beast. I mean, and then we've got brand new Fresnels that are actually motorized, as well as some new pieces in the reflectors. So Nanlite has got a lot to offer as well, as much as what Nanlite is doing with all of our
You're just trying to get me to stay at the booth all day.
I know, man, right? I mean, we weren't trying to get everybody over to take video.
He got me with Nanlite, and then he throws Nanlux in the mix, and then
well, we got to talk about everybody.
We do. But I got to do Lucas, how are we doing on time? I have no concept of time up here. I could do this for hours, and
Four more minutes. Okay, we can talk 4 more minutes.
We can talk about a lot of things in 4 minutes. Let's see. Back to the 2400.
You
know,
one of the things I should mention to you, though, real quick before I forget about it, one of the things we just did with Nanlite is we did a cooperation with Core Batteries.
Oh, did
actually
you?
Right next door here to Condor.
Shout out Core right there.
And Core is doing a kit with us for our 500Bs as well as some of our other lights. So we're selling 2 batteries as well as a charger that go with a 500B, but we're also doing some individual stuff too.
So talk to me about battery stuff, because power, it always gets a little bit tricky. Once you get to like the 500 range, it's like they're not going to last too long.
Exactly.
What size are we looking at with that package?
So for those are 240 watt-hour batteries, and they're giving you at least 2-hour run times on those 500s, as well as down to 300 and stuff like that. Now, they're 14.8 volts, so they'll work on the 300s, the 500s, and the 720s. Obviously, depending on your watt hours is going to give you, depending on what you're using, 500, 720, output-wise.
That's sweet, because there's always, battery use is fantastic for, sometimes it's not even remotely, sometimes it's just quick. And if you don't know exactly where you want your lights to be, I've done that a lot, especially with like the Pavo Slims, like the 60 and the 120. I'll throw a V-mount on at least until I lock in where I want my lighting set up. That way I'm not bringing a stinger around and I'm trying to find out
exactly right
if it's one of the shoots where you're kind of experimenting.
Well, we're running that 240 behind you on 2 batteries right now, actually, so it was just easier here in the boot to throw some cores on there and make it work.
So we should put it up to 100% and see how long.
We should. Blast me out of this chair.
I don't want to do it for them. They're all trying to watch. They'll probably all get blinded and stuff.
It'd be bad for you and me, but everybody else around here would look great.
I know.
So
maybe it's not the best idea. I just want to play with toys, and I just want to put the lights to 100%. That's what I always do when I get them. I'm like, but I did what you did. I got to bring it like 30. All right, here's 50.
Gradually, right?
I'll look away. I'll go get a coffee. I'll come at 75. Maybe I'm just a kid with it all.
You put it on the app and you start just cranking it and see what people start to notice. It's getting a little brighter. It's getting a little brighter.
If we need a bigger crowd, we'll just keep pumping it up a little bit.
Yeah. So everybody will notice us here at Condor Blue.
Yeah, I know. I'll get the 2400. Can we rig that up in a minute?
We could.
Yeah, just throw it right there.
Could go over the top of us right now. Right now we're using that 60 Pavo Slim above us.
Yeah, the Pavo 60. They're so teeny and cute.
I think they turned it off because we had more light than what we needed with these. So.
It still looks good on my end.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks great on the monitor.
Yeah, I saw Lucas over there on the app earlier. He was dialing it in while we were talking. So I'm glad somebody was paying attention.
Yeah.
So let's see. So you think it looks great?
Does it look good?
The crowd's going crazy over here. They say it looks fantastic. Well, listen, Barry. I think we're getting close to our 4 minute.
Okay.
Unless we're not, but I feel like that. Feels
we talked 4 minutes for about everything we
I know I'm going to talk with Barry a lot more today. So
yes, you and
I'm going to have a personal
more.
tour through the whole booth.
Yep.
And you're going to show me all of the new things, get me up to speed. But do we have anything else to shout out or anything?
No, so we just want to thank Condor Blue again for letting us come over and chat, and obviously you, Brady, for always being a big fan of ours and for helping us out whenever you can.
Of course.
And then everybody else out there that's been a part of this today and showing off new toys, man. It's always fun.
It's what NAB is all about. It's always a blast here. Shout out to Condor for having this beautiful booth. They always work hard on their booth.
Yep.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and talking shop with me. I could do it forever, but we'll do that off camera.
Exactly.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody watching.
We'll see you guys.
Shout out my mom. I think she's watching right now. So
hi, Mom. How you doing?
All right, guys. Well, cheers.
Bye.